It's bringing South African Policing Union spokesperson, Ms. Lesiba Thobakgale, who joins us via Zoom. A very good afternoon to you. Thank you for your time with us here on the SABC.
Thank you for having us, and greetings to your viewers back at home.
Lesiba, perhaps you can give us an update on the state of the investigation, perhaps the recourse that have been followed at this point. What's emerging as we speak?
From our side, as a union, it is our clear view that we have noticed, we've seen the video that was circulating on social media, and our position is clear that we condemn any form of violence, either by the members or by any member of the public, when it comes to the members of the public, because everyone has a right to be treated with respect at all times. And at the same time, we don't want to jump the gun. We find ourselves judging the members on the media to say this and this and that. That's why we found comfort that the National Commissioner has confirmed that they will be investigating this matter, and IPAD as well. So we will allow the court, the law to take its course in relation to this. But our standing point is that we condemn any form of violence that is being imposed either by police officers or even by the members of the society, because we need to be a violence-free society.
No, absolutely. We'll probably have to also speak to the systemic issues on that. I think at this point, I'd like to know, given past incidences, how frequent are these incidences? Perhaps what are some of the charges that the implicated individuals are set to face? IPAD having investigated over 3,000 in the 2021-2022 financial year. Have you got any updates since then?
From our side, remember, we represent our members when there's such cases that are there against them. And obviously within different provinces, across all provinces, there would be different types of cases that are there and so on. And where somewhere members are found to be guilty, somewhere they are found not to be guilty, depending on what type of evidence is being presented. That is why we remain to be on the principle that the processes, the internal processes, like in this case, investigations will also lead to show whether are there any disciplinary steps that are supposed to be taken against any members that are alleged to have been involved in anything that is found to be unbecoming. And then the outcome thereof, as a union, we have that responsibility to welcome outcomes that come from such steps. The only thing that we are just cautioning also is that, we are fighting to restore the relationship between police officers and also the members of the society, because police themselves, they cannot function without the members of society. We need one another. So that relationship, we're still calling for it to say it needs to be strengthened so that we could have peace and be able for the members of the society to receive as well services from our members, as they have been given that constitutional mandate to represent them and also to make sure that they are clearly protected.
No, absolutely. Speaking about restoring trust and also strengthening relationship between police and the public at large, perhaps you could speak to the training undergone by the officers. At what point are they taught, the manner in which to operate in public as well in relation to incidences? I'm asking this because we're shining a spotlight on police brutality. Given the past incidences and the recourse that obviously has occurred, do you think we're doing enough to address those issues, but also the systemic issues that plague both the police and society at large?
We do not have any doubt when it comes to the level of training of our members. We need to be clear about that one. Anyone who's a police officer, they are fully trained, because we also participate in what we call the training committee in the bargaining council, where subs come, they present their training needs. We interrogate the types of training that they give to our members. So we know from college, police officers are trained, and training remains to be an ongoing thing. It doesn't just end at college. There is also refresher courses that our members undergo in order for them to remember some of the things, because some things you find that you have done them during the college stage, and sometimes you might forget other things. But these refresher courses, they keep on making sure that our police officers, they remain to be on par when it comes to the level of training. I think the systematic issues, we have seen some issues which goes and relate with temper. We have seen with the incident that happened between the JMPD and also the SAPS member that occurred sometime last week as well, that the issues of tempers amongst officers, it remains to be a challenge. And that is where now the issue of employee health and wellness comes clear. And we're making a call to our members at all times to say, if indeed we know the nature of the job itself, it is stressful, they go through gruesome scenes, some they remain with them because there is no capacity under EHW to give them, debriefing and so on. So that is why we are making this call to our members that when they feel that they are overwhelmed, they need to really raise their hand and get assistance and even approach us as a union so that we can be able to give them support through the ailing EHW, which does not have enough capacity in order to make sure that those members they receive. And also, we are also making a call to society that, it does not help for us to have the society on the other side and have police officers on the other side, whereas both we need one another in order to fight against crime. Because here the enemy that we are fighting, it is the issue of crime. Definitely there are ills that are there within our society. Remember, South Africa, it is a violent country. It is a violent type of a country, clearly informed by the type of history that we had. Because after that, when SAPS was formed after the democracy, there was, nothing that was done in terms of debriefing of the whole country. So some of us, you find that they're just getting the very same things that are coming from afar, where now those societal ills that are still there, we need to work around them and find one another to make sure that there is peace and stability, make sure that the police are able to do their job, the members of the society, they also are able to allow the police to do their job. So we need that peace within them and also that cooperation so that we can move forward as a country.